What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing tonight's game between the Chicago Bulls and Atlanta Hawks. And of course, you guys know that this is my Bulls report. Now, the Chicago Bulls are coming off of a loss versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. A game where I thought they should have won. They had their opportunities. They just could not figure out how to get over the hump versus a pretty decimated, you know, Cleveland Cavaliers roster. So you move on. You have a few days off, in between this game, which was Christmas, and now being as though you go against the Atlanta Hawks, a team that hasn't been playing fairly well, but of course, they still have the likes of Trey Young, DeJounte Murray, Bogan Bogdanovic, just a host of other players, Clint Capella, that's able to get it done. Now for the Bulls, they were without a number of players in this particular game. One mainly being Nikola Vucevic. He's dealing with injury from that collision that he had with Matt Strus in their last game. So he was out of tonight's lineup. So Billy Donovan elected to go with Andre Drummond. I'll have more on the performance of Andre Drummond in a minute, but you did see Kobe White out there with DeMar DeRozan, also Alex Caruso and Patrick Williams for the Chicago Bulls. And on the early sets of this game, especially, when it pertained to offense, it looked like the Bulls were coming out strong. They looked like a team that, wanted to erase what happened in their last game. You seen a lot of cutting. You seen a lot of guys, offense picking up in a space where in Saturday's game it just didn't look like it, especially one being Andre Drummond, who was dominant on the glass. He was dominant on his putbacks. Getting to the basket, absolutely dominant performance from Andre Drummond from the onset of this basketball game, man. Kobe White and DeMar DeRozan's offense was not coming along early, and I was trying to figure out who was going to be the ones to carry the Bulls through this game. Andre Drummond was definitely one. You seen guys like Alex Caruso, guys like Javon Carter helping the cause for the Chicago Bulls in tonight's game. Now, make no mistake, that did not go without the Atlanta Hawks making a run themselves with Trey Young and just his three-point shooting, his passing. Jalen Johnson, you've seen him with good minutes. You've seen Sadiq Bey with good minutes also. But the Chicago Bulls were up after the first quarter by 11, 28-17. Now, in the second quarter, it was pretty much more of the same. But again, the Atlanta Hawks was the more dominant team in the second quarter. You seen just a Chicago Bulls team who was willing to give up a number of threes, a team that you saw in Atlanta getting out on the break, and the Chicago Bulls were down. No, excuse me. Yeah, in the quarter, they gave up 39 points to the Atlanta Hawks. And that can't happen. When you give up 30 plus points in a quarter to a team like the Hawks, who we know want to score a ton of points, that doesn't bode well if you are, trying to win a basketball game versus them. But what I can say about the second half is DeMar DeRozan's offense started to come along. You started to see him get to his spots. You started to see him get others involved. And that's one thing that I believe it was Stacey King said during the broadcast tonight. He was just speaking to maybe DeRozan was being too much of a facilitator early on in the game, and then you started to see his offense emerge in the second half, mainly the third and fourth quarter. He did go 8 of 17 from the field, but again, guys like Bogdanovic, you look at Trae Young's assist numbers, but in the fourth quarter, the Chicago Bulls found a way to close the gap. They found a way to get the lead and ultimately win tonight's basketball game by a final score of 118-113 with a great way to close the game. The Chicago Bulls on the season are now 14-18. The Atlanta Hawks themselves are 12-18. The high man for the Chicago Bulls was DeMar DeRozan. He did have a 25-point performance, but I want to give a special nod, and I think the player of the game for the Chicago Bulls should be Andre Drummond, who put up ungodly numbers with 24 points and 25 rebounds. Yes, 25 rebounds. Absolutely glass eating in tonight's matchup. You see him fill the stat sheet just across the board with 24 points, 25 rebounds, an assist, 3 steals, and 2 blocks while going 11 of 13 from the field. He did go 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Kobe White had 19 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Alex Caruso had 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. It was all hands on deck. You seen Ayo Dosunmu with a really big performance off the bench with 19.7 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Javon Carter with 10 points, Terry Teller with 4. Dalen Terry in his 6 minutes didn't score. But the Chicago Bulls found a way to get the win, and the high man for Atlanta was Trae Young. Was Bogdan Bogdanović with 22. Trae Young had 13 assists. So the Bulls find a way, get another win to tack on to what's been a great closeout to a month that, prior to, Zach LaVine's injury or whatever the case may be, the rumors, the things, the team wasn't playing very good basketball. But as we currently speak in this day, which is December 26, 2023, the Chicago Bulls now look like a team that's together, playing whole, and playing for one another. It looks like a team that's together. After the game, I seen something really nice. I thought, I seen DeMar DeRozan and Billy Donovan go off the court together, like a hug and embrace and things like that. And that lets me know that this team wants to be together. This team, whatever the case may be, we don't know what lies down the road, but this team right now is playing really good basketball. They're in most games. They're playing some better basketball than a lot of Eastern Conference teams. You look at teams other than Philadelphia, other than Boston, other than Milwaukee. You look at teams like Orlando. You look at teams like New York. You look at teams like Miami. You look at certain teams and you say Indiana, and you say the Chicago Bulls are literally right there with those teams. You could go from a 10 to maybe a 8 or a 7, if you continuously play like this. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Chicago Bulls fans, Atlanta Hawks fans, NBA fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into this channel, please let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.